Alrighty then. Alrighty then.
And now everybody's going to start rolling in one by one. That's the way that we do things around here. People be rolling in one by one. And I had to swap this over to the live chat. Hey there. Hey there, you dumb son of a bitch. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Hi, Beans. What can I do for you, Mr. Beans? What can I do for you, Mr. Beans? Ask a question. Have you liked and subscribed yet? Yes or nah, I'm awful. What's good, gang? What's good, everybody? Hi. Chris is a beta. Absolutely. Ow. You know? I'll let the alpha take the fight. I'll clean up after. I'll take care of his wife while he's in the fight. Hey! Thank you, Tori Denley, for the 5 Valenti videos gifted membership. What up, fellow Antifa fascist? Hello. So, breaking news. I got no idea. That's why I'm typing that into Google. Breaking news. France criticizes EU's trade deal with Trump. Trickle of aid reaches starving Palestinians as Israel pauses fighting in parts of Gaza. Trump says he turned down a visit to Epstein Island. Now, that's not what you should ever say. Why would he offer you a trip to Epstein Island? Seems like that's like level 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're into that shit, that awful, disgusting, depraved shit, right? Sex pest type shit with Jeffy Eppy, I feel like the invitation to the island is like level 10 in that relationship. Thank you for becoming a loyalist, Jake Happ, right? I feel like you gotta get to know him, you gotta go out to dinner, you gotta do a whole bunch of fuck shit before you get the invite to... First of all, yeah, I'm sure he turned it down. Yeah, I'm sure you weren't on the Lolita Express fucking 5 times a week headed over to that fucking island. Anyway, we've got Britain revolted by Gaza hunger. Starmer tells Trump. Shooter opens fire at Reno casino, killing 2, injuring several others. Heat maps show half of the United States under advisory. And that's all we got right now. Also, did you guys see the video of the bagpiper in Scotland? I'll just put you on my TV while I build a website.
Well, now I'm on your fucking TV. Now I'm in your home. Trump, Scotland, bagpipe. I wonder if this will work. How's the YouTube search engine? Oh, God. You guys ready for some dope-ass shit? Did you guys hear about this? Do you guys know what I'm about to show you? See, our humble and perfect leader, King Doland, he's over in Scotland, hanging out at his private Trump-owned golf course. Edmonton? Canterbury? I don't know. But King Doland owns a golf course over there. And in Scotland, well, the Scots don't fuck around. Scots don't like Trump, especially because Trump is part Scottish, I think, and he's like a disgrace to their culture. But did you guys see what happened when he was trying to give an interview, when he was trying to take questions from reporters in Scotland? You guys see it? All right, now listen to this. I'll show you. This. I've been saying this for a while. We should be doing this with, I play the saxophone. People need to start bringing instruments to rallies. You know what I mean? Not protests, though. I don't know about that, because an instrument could probably be considered a weapon. But to a rally, we need to bring music back to rallies. But look at this. Look at this. This is real audio, bro. $50 this dumb shit thinks this is for him. $50.
Nice trade deal yesterday.
How are you feeling about it?
Right. Biggest one ever made.
Wait, no, I want the full clip. Dude, I want the full clip. I want the full fucking clip. Somebody get it for me or I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. I play the alto saxophone. I'm a fucking machine.
Thank you all very much. Do you have any questions?
I also play the tenor.
Excuse me? You're going to come down and all the parts, well, we're in great shape. The trade deal was made with UK. The Prime Minister did a great job. You know, they've been trying to make that deal for 12 years and he got it done. So everybody respects it.
Brother. Oh, brother. Trump contradicts Netanyahu.
President Donald Trump on the world stage touting a major.
First off, let's check King Dolan's Truth Social. Trump truth. Trump truth. Trump truth. Trump truth. Oh God, stupid bullshit. Life is way better with Trump. I bet you $50 this is AI generated. Yeah, dude, look, 2 stars here, 3 there, 3 down there. Nah, this shit's AI generated. Who's your daddy? Why does he have, like... Dude, Trump actually verbatim thinks this is him. He thinks this is him. Like, for realzo. President Trump's first 6 months have been 6 months of winning. All right, let's see his actual posts. Oh, God, he's always shilling this book out. Always shilling this book out. Ceasefire between Cambodia and Thailand. Oh, God, dude, this motherfucker. Look at this. I have now ended many wars in just 6 months. Oh, my God, I'm proud to be the president of peace. This is what I said a while ago. Any fucking military conflict that ends, he's taking credit for it, no matter where the fuck it is, even if he had nothing to do with it. Hundo P. Because this motherfucker threatened war with Greenland, threatened war with Mexico, threatened annexation of Canada, fucking bombed Iran, threatened to invade the Panama Canal. Like, the guy is such a fucking warmonger that now he's playing on defense. He's trying to bring people back online and be like, no, see, I am all about peace. All right, let's see. If I weren't around, you'd have right now 6 major wars going on. Let's see.
Yeah, a ceasefire is possible, but you have to get it. You have to end it. You're talking about with Israel's. You're talking about there because we have many ceasefires going on. The whole world is. If I weren't around, you'd have right now 6 major wars going on. India would be fighting with Pakistan. You see what we just did yesterday.
Turned up the mic a
with 2
bit.
nations
How's that?
we're trading with. And during the trade, I said, I'm not going to do any trade deal unless you guys settle your differences. And we got it settled in 24 hours. I mean, they just announced it was settled, which was a tremendous thing. But Serbia, Kosovo is another one. We have many hotspots that were...
What I don't understand is, are these two just horrified of him? I mean, I know this motherfucker is like buddy chum with this fat fuck, but why doesn't anybody call him a dipshit?
At war, I think a very big one was India and Pakistan, because you're talking about 2 nuclear nations.
Food airdrops in Gaza? No. Hi, Mr. Bean. Israel has begun to airdrop food into Gaza. Oh, yeah, it took you long enough. Yeah, you're starting to see the public reaction to your fucking genocide, and now you're tweaking out. Give me back my frames! Which one of you sons of bitches is taking my frames? I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Don't do an anti-Semitic. Please do the gay thing. How old are you, guy? What? Huh? What? Chatter, are you okay? Are you vibing right now? All right, let's see. The Israeli military said 7 pallets of flour, sugar, and canned goods, which appeared to be less than a truckload of food, was dropped Saturday night after a meeting led by Prime Minister and living reincarnation of Satan, Benjamin Netanyahu, and senior aides. Whoops. Israeli troops will pause fighting on Sunday to allow for food distribution and assist UN agencies in their aid delivery effort, the military said. And Israel will also turn on electricity to Gaza's only functioning water desalination plant. Dude, I hope they don't think this looks good. Do you think they think this is good PR? Because, like, let's break this down. So the Israelis are like, here's 7 pallets of food, which appear to be less than a truckload of food. Okay, so first off, not a lot of food there, guy, considering there's like, what was it? I think the population of Gaza is like 2.3 million fucking people. I don't even know how many survivors are left. You know, maybe a couple 100,000. But first of all, Jack, that ain't enough food. Now, that's problem number one. Number two, it was dropped on Saturday night, and Israeli troops will pause fighting on Sunday to allow for food distribution. Okay, so number two is, we'll pause fighting. Here's my problem here. Israeli troops will pause fighting to allow for food distribution. Who are you fighting? Who, like, we see what the civilians look like. They're in giant swaths of people begging for food, like in civilian, like tents and shit, and like living in the rubble. Are you fighting them? I mean, we know you are fighting them. But what are we talking about? And then the next part, let's see. Israel will also turn on electricity to Gaza's only functioning water desalination plant. So what does that say? That says you've turned off the electricity fucking everywhere else. And now you're going to turn it back on, and that you're supposed to get praise for that. They're expecting praise for that. Think of it, the $5. Dropping food causes injuries, fighting to get food, chaos. Yeah, no, I was about to say, on top of that, there's not like a safe food distribution zone. You Italian crazy? I am. That's the thing about Italians, we're crazy.
All of the things that we all want.
Mr. President, you have said that you have not been briefed on the Epstein files, or your name has not appeared in the Epstein files.
Chris, what's your opinion on the eugenics in the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad? Do you think it's a dog whistle? Yeah, I covered this on YouTube. It is absolutely a Nazi dog whistle. I don't know who the fuck wrote that script. I don't know who the fuck came up with that advertisement, but it was all Nazi dog whistling. It was fucking insane. And anybody who doesn't see that is just so naive.
But doesn't the AG have to tell you if your name is...
Well, I haven't been overly interested in it.
So
you know,
loud.
It's a hoax that's been built up way beyond proportion. I can say this, those files were run by the worst scum on earth. They were run by Comey. They were run by Garland. They were run by Biden.
So if you, just a little point here. I know it's not a big point, but if you're talking about the worst scum on earth, none of these people are on the list. There's like plenty of terrible, terrible people that you could, like, if you genuinely, and maybe you'll have different answers across the board, but it's not going to be individuals like Jim Comey, right? It's like there's so many better choices.
And all of the people that actually ran the government, including the auto pen, those files were run for 4 years by those people. If they had anything, I assume they would have released it. The whole thing is a hoax.
They did, bro. Brother, all of these pictures that you're seeing of, like, Trump and Epstein were, like, released over the past, what, 15 years? This isn't old shit. I mean, sorry, this isn't new shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, these articles are really old. Who do you think has been releasing these files step by step? Not fucking you, Jack.
They ran the files. I was running against somebody that ran the files. If they had something, they would have released. Now, they can easily put something in the files that's a phony, like as an example.
And also, another problem with this entire argument is, brother, no one is saying you're the only person on the files. Of course there's a whole bunch of corrupt, disgusting Democrat leaders on that file. I would fully believe that a lot of Democrats don't want that file out either because they're fucking on it. I still want it released. I still want it released. We are the people. We are not the fucking leadership. Freaky Valenti in the chat. How you doing, freak?
Christopher Steele, a person you know well, happens to be from your country. But Christopher Steele, as an example, wrote a book, a dossier. We call it the fake news dossier. And the whole thing was a fake. The whole thing was a fake. They can put things in the file that are fake. But those files were run by bad, sick people. If they had anything, why didn't they use it when I was killing Joe and then he gave out because he was 25 points down? And then I got some...
Kind of sounds like he was in a fight to the death with Joe Biden there, right? Like the way he just phrased that made it sound like he was in a fight to the death with Biden and there was a scoreboard.
Use it when I was killing Joe and then he gave out because he was 25 points down.
Like, why are you phrasing it like that, brother?
And then I got somebody new. Nobody even knew anything about her. She was a horrible vice president. She was a border czar, but she never went to the border. She never once called a border patrol agent to find out how we're doing. But she was the border czar. Her name was Kamala. Nobody knows her last name. It was Harris.
What? Fucking what, dog? Wait, what, dog?
But nobody knew her last name.
Bro, fucking, what are you talking about, Grandpa?
Find out how we're doing, but she was the border czar. Her name was Kamala. Nobody knows her last name. It was Harris, but nobody knew her last name.
What the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck does that even mean? Huh? Huh?
So I ended up, how would you like to end up in a race where you're killing somebody, you're beating him, and then they say, all right, we'll take him out. He's not working. Let's put somebody else. And then she had a 6-week honeymoon. It was amazing. They predicted she will have a 6-week honeymoon, and she did. And then she got slaughtered.
A 6-week honeymoon is fucking nutty. Can we be for real? A 6-week honeymoon? Where do you work? Where the fuck do you work?
But think of it. Those files were run by these people. They were run by my enemy. If there was anything in there, they would have used them for the election.
Notice how he called Kamala Harris his enemy and not his, like, opponent, right? Opponent implies, like, you know, like you're my political opponent, but at the end of the day, we both love America. Nah, that bitch is my enemy. Your enemy? Brother, word choice fucking matters when you're the president of the Estados Unidos.
Election, yeah.
Do you think that drawing, I think I heard you say something the other day, that the drawing that was the subject of the Wall Street Journal report.
I don't do drawings. I'm not a drawing person.
Do you think it was fraudulent?
This is stupid because he's actually a very famous doodler. He doodles all the time. I could pull up Trump doodles. Trump's a real estate guy. He's been doodling his whole life. He doodles what he wants to build. He doodles. He's a doodler. Hitler. I'm Hitler's top guy. Oh no, he's Hitler. Oh no, he's a doodler. Wait, did he want to go to art school but daddy made him go to business school? Oh no, he's Hitler. Oh no. Oh no, he's Hitler. Wait. Trump doodles. Brother, this is all Trump doodles. Look at this. Here's a collection of some Trump doodles. Dude, fuck, dude, he's good. Shit, he's good. Oh no. Okay, wait. Wait, this is how we get him to admit that he draws. Guys, this is how we get to admit that he draws. Hear me out, chat. We need people to start taking these doodles, okay, and putting them online. And putting them online. Using them as background and be like, yo, I hate Donald Trump, but low-key, he's a good doodler. We need to start glazing his doodle. Pause. We need to start gassing up his doodle skills. And then eventually, some reporter will be like, Mr. Trump, a lot of people are really complimenting your artistic talent and your doodles. Anything about that? And go, oh, I love to doodle. I've been doodling since I was 12. Oh, Daddy said I couldn't doodle. Oh. I'm telling you, gang. That shit would work. Oh, look at the little cars. Donald, look at the little people. Look at the stars. Oh, look at the moon. You put the little moon and the people. And oh, Donnie. Oh, sweet baby fucking Jesus. You know what's crazy about this man? You know what's really crazy? Thank you for the $10 donation. Your donation was sponsored by gambling. P.S. Where is the Constitussy merch? Yeah, Avi. Actually, the Constitussy merch might actually already be up and available. I'm not too sure. I gotta double check. But wait, you want to know something crazy that I think about often? And this is not to bury or dismiss any of the fucking evil that this fat orange fascist has committed. But this man, this crotchety, old, disgusting, angry fascist, Donald Trump, was once a little boy, an innocent little boy. Maybe they called him Donnie. Hey, Donnie. Right? And along the way, because every baby is innocent. Everyone's brought into this world innocent, right? Thank you for becoming a loyalist, Captain. But something turned little baby Donnie, who probably loved his mommy, into a fucking scumbag, bro. Think about that shit for a minute. This motherfucker probably fell and scraped his knee and cried, and his mommy kissed his boo-boo, you know? And now he's fucking Hitler. Now he's dead-ass Hitler. And the same thing happened to Hitler. Hitler was once a baby. Little Adolf. And then along the way becomes Hitler. What the fuck, dog? How are you doing, Chris? How you doing, Lemon? Anyway, I just went on a weird tangent there, but it always bothers me. It always bothers me that, like, these are humans. Do you know what I'm trying to get at? The point that I'm trying to get at is that, like, you're a human, and you're like, this is fucked up. And sometimes to cope with it, we're like, oh, he's a monster. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's a human. That's what fucks with me, is I'm like, this guy was totally just the same as us, or at some point, and how the fuck does this happen?
I don't do drawings. Sometimes people say, would you draw a building, and I'll draw 4 lines and a little roof, you know, for charity stuff. But I...
What? Fucking what? You just said it. Hold on, what the fuck?
I'm not a drawing person. I don't do drawings. Sometimes people say, would you draw a building, and I'll draw 4 lines and a little roof, you know, for charity.
I don't do drawings. I don't draw. Sometimes I'll draw a little building with 4 lines and a roof and a tower, and I'll do it for a charity. But I don't draw.
But I'm not a drawing person. I don't do drawings of women. That I can tell you. They say there's a drawing of a woman, and I don't do drawings of women. And also, you know, Epstein was always a very...
I don't believe that, Doig. I don't know about that, Doig. As somebody who sucks at drawing, of course I've tried to draw a pair of titties. Terrible, though. I can only assume that those who are even decent at drawing try to draw a pair of titties at some point in their life. You know what I'm saying?
Controversial guy. I was at a very high position, you know, pretty much all my life. In all fairness, I've been doing this for a long time. I had the top show on television. I had the #1 bestsellers. I had everything, right? And I was a very successful business guy. He was a very controversial. Who would do a controversial drawing? Now, with that being said, they say there were many letters done by many people, and many big people, you know, big successful people.
And all of their letters are real, and my letters, they're all fake. Anything that mentions me, fake.
I just don't. When you talk
Thank you for the
about
$10, Darth Raven. This is like Prince Andrew being like, well, I couldn't have done it because I was at Pizza Express right there.
I just keep going back, and other people too. Even the enemy says this thing is not correct, because if we had it, we would have used.
Did he just say even the enemy again? Hold on.
Even the enemy says.
Brother, dude, this is intentional. This is intentional. He you know, like the whole idea of the enemy within. He's gotten to the point now where he's just publicly referring to any politicians that he disagrees with as the enemy, right? I was actually just talking about that the other day. We're all human. It's horrifying, but important to acknowledge. Yeah, it is. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for the $5. That's what I'm saying. It's like some people might think I'm trying to dismiss what he's done, but no. I'm trying to point out the fact that, you know, humans are capable of fuck shit. It's like same thing with Netanyahu. Netanyahu was once a baby. Little BB. Little itty bitty BB. Right? You know what I'm saying?
This thing is not correct, because if we had it, we would have used it on the guy. It's a bad issue. They say it's a good issue for Trump. Do you know that my poll numbers are up 4.5 points since this ridiculous...
That's not true, by the way. His poll numbers are up within MAGA, but down among Americans.
Epstein stuff. My poll numbers have gone up 4.5 points.
Within MAGA.
Because people don't buy it. Okay, people don't buy it. And he's gone, and we want to focus on trade deals. I want to focus on the deal we just made with the European Union, which is the biggest trade deal in history. It's the biggest deal, I think, in history, not just trade deal. So if they would have had something, they would have used it. Yeah.
What do you mean biggest deal, not just trade deal? Because like what the fuck else could it possibly be? Because there's like different terms for those things. Like, do you mean like a ceasefire? Because that's like a, you know, like a deal. But that's not, that's a ceasefire. You can't have the biggest deal. Like, what do you even fucking mean? What does that even mean? I know I point out the little things, but this guy is like fucking brain dead, right?
Can you settle that? What was it about? What caused the breach?
That's such old history. Very easy to explain, but I don't want to waste your time by explaining it. But if I had something that would have used it, yeah.
People keep writing stories about the time you threw him out of Mar-a-Lago. Can you settle that? What was it about?
Yeah, why did you throw him out of Mar-a-Lago? Now, Trump claimed that he threw him out of Mar-a-Lago over like a real estate dispute, over like a deal gone wrong.
That's such old history. Very easy to explain, but I don't want to waste your time by explaining it. But
brother, that's a crazy fucking answer. Dude, I want you to flip, like, imagine, okay? Your girlfriend or your boyfriend is like, hey, I'm getting, like, some people are telling me that you're cheating on me. And you go, oh, well, that's very easy to explain. But, you know, it doesn't really matter, so I don't even want to waste your time explaining it. Fucking, huh? Fucking, what? What the fuck?
Can you settle that? What was it about? What caused the breach?
That's such old history. Very easy to explain, but I don't want to waste your time by explaining it. But for years, I wouldn't talk to Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't talk because he did something that was inappropriate. He hired help. And I said, don't ever do that again. He stole people that worked for me. I said, don't ever do that again. He did it again. And I threw him out of the place.
Did you just say he stole people that work for me? Can't own people, brother.
Persona non grata. I threw him out, and that was it. I'm glad I did, if you want to know the truth. And by the way, I never went to the island, and Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times. I never went to the island, but Larry Summers, I hear, went there. He was the head of Harvard. And many other people that are very big people. Nobody ever talks about them. I never had the privilege of going to his island.
Insane word choice. The privilege? First of all, nobody asked you. Nobody, dude, the camera guy's going. Like, everybody's going, what are you doing? What are you even doing? First of all. Second of all, the privilege. Third of all, you know what this reminds me of? This is the friend where, like, the four of you go and commit some misdemeanor crime. You know, you're like teenagers and I don't know, you like fucking all go into like a 7-Eleven or something and like one of you is a distraction and the other like, and you get a beer. You get a whole bunch of beers, right? You got a 12-pack of beers. Trump is the guy that is like fat and can't run. And they catch him by the collar. And in order to get free, right? He's like, oh, listen, one of them was Tommy, and he lives on Baker Lane, and the other one was Rudy, and he lives on Mayor Court, and then the other one is Alex. Like, just let me go, bro, please. Like, dude, that's exactly the fucking energy he gives. And I'm not, here's the thing, spill the beans, bitch, let them all out, but you better not think that anyone's gonna let you go just for telling us who the other pedophiles are. Are you fucking demented? Are you demented?
And I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island. In one of my very good moments, I turned it down. I didn't want to go to his island. Yeah.
So wait, you did have the privilege to go to his island. You fucking said, you called it a privilege. You said you didn't have the privilege. Now you're saying that you were invited, which is being given the privilege, and that you turned it down. What the fuck are we even saying, bro? What the fuck are we even fucking saying right now, dog?
Competently run border than anybody's ever seen.
Prime Minister, the President makes it look easy dealing with illegal migration. You must be envious of his record in such a short period.
Well, I think we've been discussing illegal migration is a huge issue in both our countries. In the United Kingdom, it is a real cause for concern, and that's why we must bear down on it in all its aspects, upstream, across Europe, where a lot of ours comes into through northern France, across the Channel, working with our allies, with our colleagues to break the gangs that are actually running this trade, but equally being very strong that when people have arrived in this country who've got no right to be here, then we should be removing them.
Our Greek chatter says he can't express how angry he is with our leadership doing a Neville Chamberlain. Yeah, well, here's the thing. A man can love his nation and hate his government. And as an American, I can tell you that I am constantly angry with what my government does. And the more that I study history, the more that I am fucking infuriated.
To their own country. And that's why I'm really pleased that we've been able to focus on this very intensely and get 35,000 people out of the United Kingdom who had no right to be here. Because the message has to be, you can't make your way to the United Kingdom.
Brother, there is nothing funnier. Give me back my frames. Give me back my frames! There is nothing funnier than a fucking British person talking about get out of my country. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. British person having the audacity to tell anybody to get out of your fucking country? Brother, you conquered 80% of the fucking planet. You enslaved everybody. Everybody. Fuck you. And your food, bro. You conquered the planet. You had access to all the spices. And you eat boiled dick? Boiled dick. Spotted dick? That's right. Spotted dick. Luigi.
We won't tolerate our rules being broken, and if you get here, you will be returned to where you came from, and it's really important that we bear down on that.
We're such an attractive place that people come if they want a better life, because we are.
People coming via the rules are always welcome. Of course,
Luigi.
we've welcomed talent and people into this country for centuries, literally. But what the British people will not tolerate is those that break the rules, those that come through irregular routes, and that's the really important distinction here.
Luigi!
And that's what we're bearing down on, and I'm really pleased that we're through pretty well all of the international engagement I've done, all the meetings I've had, the countries we've done deals with. We've done deals with countries in the last 12 months that many people thought it was not possible to deal with when it came to immigration, irregular immigration, and we've returned thousands of people who've got no right to be here. And that, I think, is...
She heard someone in the hallway.
For the British people, we're a reasonable, tolerant country where people are coming lawfully to contribute to our communities, to our country. Then, of course, they're welcome and have made a great contribution. But what people will not tolerate is those that are breaking the rules. And that is an issue of today, but it's a very British thing. We are people who respect rules. We don't approve of those that break rules.
Shadow says, bro, your idea of an English person as this beneficiary of colonialism is just incorrect. The establishment takes 90% of the wealth. Anyone not born wealthy is just as fucked up as everyone else. Good point, but allow me to retort. Hello! Oh, yeah, mate, you're fucking in it. Yeah, no, you fucking yeah, right, Bellin. Yeah, right, fucking yeah. How about that?
You know that I had one of the greatest victories, they say the most consequential in 129 years, so I don't know about that, but it was pretty close. And we won all of the swing states, which never happens. We won the popular vote by millions of votes. We won, you know, tremendous electoral college sweep. And I believe I did it more than anything else because of my strong stand on immigration. And I don't think this country is any different in that sense. I think it's a big factor. And it is with a lot of the European countries. Some of the countries have, you know, have lost their way, and they have tremendous crime because of it. I mean, you had countries with no crime that now have tremendous crime, and you know the countries, and I know the countries.
Say them.
And
dipshit.
so I think it's
you don't know the countries.
It's a huge factor in any election, not just this election, but in any election. I think the one that's toughest and most competent on immigration is going to win the election. But then you add low taxes and you add the economy.
Here comes James Donald Bowman. What is this fuck-ass audio? What the fuck? What's wrong with the audio? What the fuck? Am I crazy?
Attorneys for Ghislaine Maxwell made a final
Galan.
to the Supreme Court. They're asking justices to overturn her 2021 conviction for
Successful social media sites. There are new powers here to censor your site, states mandate.
To censor my site?
To censor your site.
You mean Truth? Truth
Social? I mean Truth. Is that okay?
Well, I don't think he's going to censor my site because I say only good things. Will you please uncensor my site?
Yeah, we're not censoring anyone. We've got some measures which are there to protect children, in particular from sites like suicide sites. We've had too many cases in the United Kingdom of
Suicide sites? What the fuck is a suicide website? You just go to suicide.com and it just goes, do it!
young children taking their own lives. And when you look through their social media, they've been accessing sites which talk about suicide and, encouraging, if you like, children
Jay,
down that road. And
Jay, when I was roasting the Brits, I was joking, dog. When I was like, oh yeah, no, yeah, Tuesday ain't it? Brother, I was fucking around. You don't think I was serious, do you? What? Brother, I think you've misunderstood me, my guy. See, I'm fucking trolling you.
Is what we want to stop. There's nothing about censoring free speech. But this country is the proud free speech in this country has been for a very long time. We're very, very proud of it. We will protect it forever. But at the same time, I personally feel very strongly that we should protect our young.
We also discussed, obviously, Gaza.
Yeah, I thought the Brits were like good with banter. I thought you guys were like notoriously like you loved banter. The fuck? It's a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard, old boy.
And I think before we get to phase two, which is, what's going to happen afterwards, we want to get the children fed. We made a contribution a week ago of $60 million, all going into food. We only hope the food goes to the people that need it, because so much, as you know, when you do something there, it gets taken by Hamas or somebody.
This is also a complete bold-faced lie. There has never been one single piece of evidence that Hamas is stealing the food.
But it gets taken. But
the Mikosaki, whatever, reservation in Florida is burning down, most likely because they protested alligator Alcatraz. Reservation? What, like a Native American reservation? That's fucked.
We're prepared to help. We want to help. It's a terrible situation. The whole thing is terrible. It's been bad for many years, but it's great to hear you feel the same way that I do. We have to help on a humanitarian basis before we do anything. We have to get the kids fed. So we've been sending in a lot of food. A lot of the food that's been going there has been sent by the United States.
Brother, bull fucking shit. There ain't gonna be no fucking food distribution. They're just gonna drop it in from the sky and let them fight for it.
I spoke yesterday with the president of the European Union, Ursula, who was terrific also on the subject, and she's going to play a big role.
Yeah. Pete, the Secular Talk video today, he made a bunch, I think. Which one? Which one, brother? Ace.
I know that we say this all the time, but I absolutely mean it. Donald Trump has hit a new low. And this time, it's...
Wait, does he say it in this video that we were just watching? He's going to say it in the video we were just watching.
We also discussed, obviously, Gaza. And I think to deal with Hamas, as I said, we got a tremendous amount of hostages out, but it would take place in drips and drabs. You'd get
dude, the 50-day ceasefire for Russia to have a ceasefire. Trump has given so many deadlines. Deadlines don't mean anything. And also, even if you put sanctions on Russia, sanctions don't do anything. We put sanctions on Russia when they first invaded Ukraine. Russia is in the BRICS nations. They have 48% of the global population that they can trade with. Sanctions on Russia never fucking work. It doesn't do anything. And on top of that, Putin doesn't give a shit about a Trump deadline.
And you get 5, you get 2, you get 10, 12. We get 12 one time. Many of them would come to the White House, and they were so thankful. But I always said, when you get down to the final 10 or 20, you're not going to be able to make a deal with these people because they use them as a shield. And when they give them up, they no longer have a shield. And the people of Israel feel so strongly about the hostages. Some people would take a different view, but they feel so strongly about the hostages. So that's an ongoing process. Hamas has become very difficult to deal with in the last couple of days because they don't want to give up these last 20 because they think as long as we have them, they have protection. But I don't think it can work that way. So I'm speaking to Bibi Netanyahu, and we are coming up with various plans. We're going to say it's a very difficult situation. If they didn't have the hostages, things would go very quickly. But they...
Chatter says, our take here is the deadline is to coerce the EU into buying more weapons in the forms of checkpoints in a countdown until we have to deal with Russia. I don't think there is a plan. I think Trump just is like, you're going to do it when I say. I really don't think he has a plan.
They do, and we know where they have them in some cases, and you don't want to go riding roughshod over that area because that means those hostages will be killed.
Set up a GoFundMe for a death note.
Now, there are some people that would say, well, that's the price you pay, but we don't like to say that. We don't want to say that. And I don't think it means those hostages. They have them in some cases, and you don't want to go riding roughshod over that area because that means those hostages will be killed. Now, there are some people that would say, well, that's the price you pay, but we don't like to say that. We don't want to say that. And I don't think the people of Israel want to say that either, which is pretty amazing. A lot of people would say, just get it done and whatever it is.
That's definitely what you fucking said, bro. That's absolutely what you fucking said, bro.
You could also say speed might be better for the hostages. You go through, with speed, you may have a better chance because they're in deep trouble. They're in deep trouble. You saw October 7th, and you saw what the damage and the horror that they committed. People can't forget that. They tend to forget it, but they can't.
How would you end the war in Ukraine if you were president? I'd probably make some sort of joint task force with like different special operations teams across the planet that were down to do a raid of the Winter Palace and then take Putin hostage and bring him back, extradite him, and watch the Russian leadership kind of withdraw and just take Putin hostage. I think that would be, unironically, that would go so fucking hard. Like an extract operation.
Can't forget, that was one of the most evil things I've ever seen. And you just cannot forget that. So we're very much involved. The Prime Minister's involved. I'm involved. We're going to set up food centers, and we're going to do it in conjunction with some very good people.
Bullshit, yo. I guarantee they're not going to build a single American-run food center in Gaza. Bullshit. I'll believe it when I fucking see it.
And we're going to supply funds, and we just took in trillions of dollars. We got a lot of money, and we're going to spend a little money on some food. And other nations are joining us. I know your nation's joining us, and we have...
Brother, didn't you just burn... What was it, 500 tons of food? 1 million pounds of food? You just burned, incinerated 1 million pounds of taxpayer-funded food. And now you're saying that you're, I don't believe you for a fucking second, dog.
All of the European nations joining us, and others also have called, and they want to be helpful. So we're going to set up food centers and where the people can walk in and no boundaries. We're not going to have... fences, and they can't. They see the food from 30 you would say, yards away, and they see the food. It's all there, but nobody's at it because they have fences set up that nobody can even get it. It's crazy what's going on over there.
Holy shit, he actually just called out Israel for a second. Yo, wait, he actually dead ass verbatim just called out Israel. Wait a minute. Listen to this.
All of the European nations joining us, and others also have called, and they want to be.
Is this the mythic Donald J. Trump W? Is this the foretold singular Donald J. Trump W? That it was foretold. It's the prophecy. The prophecy said there would be one DJT dub. This may be what the prophecy foretold.
Helpful. So we're going to set up food centers and where the people can walk in and no boundaries. We're not going to have fences, and they can't. They see the food from 30 you would say, yards away, and they see the food. It's all there, but nobody's at it because they have fences set up that nobody can even get it. It's crazy what's going on over there.
Dude, like, concrete proof that Israel is pure fucking evil. Dude, concrete proof right there. If Donald Trump is going, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's what they're doing is, it's crazy. They've got the food, and then there's a fence around the food, and then there's starving people right behind. It's crazy. Donald Trump. I'll make a video in a second, but Donald Trump? Do you know how fucking evil you have to be for King Dolan to call you out?
Mr. President, you just talks about setting up food centres in conjunction with other organisations.
Right.
You're talking about the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation or recognised aid agencies. How will this work?
Well, it's going to be working with the United States. We'll be helping with the food. We have a lot of access to food. We got a lot of food ourselves, and we're going to bring it over there. We're also going to make sure that they don't have barriers stopping people. You've seen the areas where they actually have food.
Hold on, dude. I might have to make a fucking video. I actually just came up with the best idea for clickbait ever. What if I made a video that is like, W Donald Trump? Donald Trump makes amazing decision, right? Now, here's the thing. The whole video is going to be like, I don't fucking believe him. I don't fucking believe him. Because I don't. I really don't fucking believe him. But what a way to get people to... Because what if I frame it that the only W's Trump takes are his anti-Israeli actions? Because, listen, I got enemies. But there's bigger fish to fry sometimes. And Trump's at the top of the list of enemies. But then there's a bonus list, right? Where you go, what the fuck? You flip it around and there's one more that says, Israel. That's the way we do it. That's the way we fucking do it. That may be the way we do it. All right. Hold on. I do want to watch the whole thing, though, so I can understand what else he's going to say.
Foundation or recognised aid agencies. How will this work?
You would say, yards away, and they see the food. It's all there, but nobody's at it because they have fences set up that nobody can even get it. It's crazy what's going on over there.
Mr. President, you just talks about setting up food centres in conjunction with other organisations.
Right.
You're talking about the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation or recognised aid agencies. How will this work?
Well, it's going to be working with the United States. We'll be helping with the food. We have a lot of access to food. We got a lot of food ourselves, and we're going to bring it over there. We're also going to make sure that they don't have barriers stopping people. You've seen the areas where they actually have food, and the people are screaming for the food, and they're 35, 40 yards away, and they won't let them because they have lines that are set up. What
a genius play by Donald Trump to distract us from the Epstein files. What a genius fucking play. Don't you want to make a fucking tactical move? Criticize Israel as the president of the United States. What a fucking... I mean, listen, I ain't never going to give up on the Epstein. Never going to Epstein you! But, like, verbatim, what a tactical move. What a dangerous, risky play by King Dolan.
They're set up by Hamas or whoever, but they're...
Wait, what did you say?
We won't let them because they have lines that are set up. And whether they're set up by Hamas or whoever, but they're very...
Oh, sorry about your broken arm, Squeaky Beaky. Next time, be better, do better, look better. Don't break your arm, pussy. I'm just kidding. You'll be fine.
strict lines, so we have to get rid of those lines. But we're going to be getting some good, strong food. We can save a lot of people. I mean, some of those kids that's real starvation stuff. I see it. And you can't fake that. So we're going to be even more involved. We did some airlifts before, some airdrops, and the people are running for it. And the Prime Minister is going to help us. They're very effective with that. You've done that before, and for many, they've done that for 100 years very well. So it's not very hard to do, actually.
President Donald Trump.
All right, is that all he said? And then it's a bunch of fucking fake news media, CNN, fucking bullshit, fucking shit, fuck, shit. All right. We've got a video, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary folk. What's good? Did you? Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You're about to make pancakes? That's crazy, though. That's crazy. That's crazy of you. Sup? What did I miss? You didn't miss shit, dude. What? I'm actually about to start making a video. About to start making a video. All right. Skiblenti says, Chris, I made you a baller thumbnail. Huh? Don't look at me like that. Don't fucking look at me like that, Skiblenti. You fuck. All right, time for a banger. Samson option. Brother, you can't just say Samson option. You're going to scare the kids. Can't you say that? You ever turn on the news, feel like you're the only sane one left in your country? Yeah. Brother, you're preaching to the fucking choir, dog. Preaching to the fucking choir. All right, here we go. Me. All right. Massive W from Donald J. Trump. Hell yeah, brothers. It seems like our perfect and humble Führer, King Doland, has locked in yet another W. No, but for real, Donald Trump, I don't believe him, but he's calling out Israel for starving the Palestinians to death, right? Which they're doing. And he's saying, he's like, we're going to set up food distribution sites. They're going to be American, and we're going to be feeding those kids. I see those kids. They're starving. It's bad. It's crazy. And here's the thing. I hate King Doland. You know? We all hate King Doland. But the shit that Israel's doing, the genocide that Israel's committing, the children starving to death, if you saw my previous video, that has to take fucking precedent. Okay? And I ain't saying the enemy of my enemy is my friend, because Donald is a fucking, he's not just the enemy, he's the king enemy. You know what I'm saying? But for this moment, we can say that Israel is so fucked. Israel is so cruel, so evil, so demented, that Donald Trump is calling him out for being fucking crazy. Don't take my word for it. We got it on video. So first, let me break this down for you if you don't know a little bit about what's going on right now. The Palestinians, the Gazans, they're reaching the end stage here of this genocide. They are starving to death in mass. If I got the numbers correctly, I believe about a quarter of all of the people who starved to death in Gaza over the past, since the conflict started, since the genocide started, a quarter of all the people who starved to death in Gaza have starved to death in the past 10 fucking days. So it's endgame here. It's a nightmare. They're begging for food. Problem is, Israel is setting up like Hunger Games style cornucopias, right? Piles of food, flour, rice, sugar, all the things that you need to survive, medical stuff, right? And they're putting fences around it that nobody can get into, and they got snipers and machine guns set up. And anybody who tries to get over that fence, darted, dead, doof, right? And then they're setting up they're like opening up the gates and everybody's flooding in. There's not enough food for everybody, right? And meanwhile, Israel's also claiming that fucking Hamas is stealing the food. Meanwhile, they can't provide a single piece of evidence of Hamas stealing the food. Perhaps it's because you don't allow any international journalists into the fucking war zone. Perhaps that's why. And you keep on killing all the Palestinian journalists. So we're going to start off with this Washington Post article, and then we're going to move into Trump. Before we do, hi, how are you? I'm Chris Valenti. Welcome to the Valenti VOD. I'm a douchebag from New York who majored in history, minored in political science, and I hate fascists. Please do me a favor and like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It costs you fuck all, and it helps me immensely. If you do want to support this channel financially, because this is real independent media, and I have never had a conversation with an advertiser, billionaire, or government, all you gotta do is donate to the channel financially. You could become a member for $5, get access to the Constitusi emotes. You can become a patron on Patreon. You can buy merch. New Constitusi merch coming out soon. Don't touch my Constitusi. You could also use the discount code below for ground news, and you can hit the thanks button and just send money to me. Other than that, let's dive right the fuck in.
Israel airdrops food into Gaza as starvation death rises.
Now here's the thing. You read that and you go, hey, Israel airdrops food. That's great. Not exactly. They airdropped like 7 pallets of food, like less than a truck's worth of food, scattered. People are fucking fighting over it because you don't have an actual aid distribution site. Like people get desperate when they're hungry. And the pallets are hitting people in the fucking air. It's delusional. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a fucking bullet wound and saying, hey. Anyway. Israel has begun to airdrop food into Gaza, Israel said on Saturday, as deaths from starvation in the besieged enclave spread this week and international criticism of Israel's restrictions on aid reached a crescendo. The Israeli military said 7 pallets of flour, sugar, and canned goods, which appeared to be less than a truckload of food, was dropped Saturday night after a meeting led by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and senior aides. Israeli troops will pause fighting on Sunday to allow for food distribution. All right, so here's the first thing. They think this is a flex. They think they're like, see, we're going to pause fighting to allow for food distribution. Fighting who? The fucking civilians who are starving to death and begging for food every day? You can't fucking feed them and fight Hamas at the same time? You're Israel. You have nukes. You are the best army on planet, the most humble and perfect democracy. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. We're going to pause the fighting and allow food distribution. Shut the fuck up. Anyway. And assist UN agencies in their aid to deliver effort. The military said Israel will also turn on the electricity to Gaza's only functioning water desalination plant. Again, not a flex. Because why is it off? And some dumb fuck is going to go, well, wait a minute, brother. You want Hamas to have drinking water? Unironically, yes. Like, brother, I unironically think everybody on Earth deserves water. I don't. Even if you fuck you. There's like one Hamas for every 1,000 people. What are we doing? What a crazy. Israel shut the plant in March, depriving Gaza the ability to make its own potable water. Huh? All right. We have to move to Trump. This is a 6-minute video here of Trump talking about the humanitarian needs in Gaza. But at the end here, there's a part at the very end, and we're going to get to it, where he literally says it's crazy. What they're doing is crazy. And that goes back to my point in the beginning. Donald Trump, kid fucker, is calling this shit crazy, which means it's got to be crazy. This guy doesn't have empathy.
We also discussed, obviously, Gaza. And I think before we get to phase 2, which is, what's going to happen afterwards, we want to get the children fed. We made a contribution a week ago of $60 million, all going into food. We only hope the food goes to...
Massive W from Donald there for being like, we need to give food to these kids. Yes. Here's the thing. You also just burned 500 tons of food, 1 million pounds of taxpayer-funded food. You burned it. You incinerated it. So I don't trust you. I also don't trust that there's going to be American food distribution centers. I don't trust any of this fucking shit. But wait, King Doland, he goes in and out, in and out. He goes WL, WL, WL. Here we go. Ready? Watch this. He's going to go from W to L.
The people that need it, because so much, as you know, when you do something there, it gets taken by Hamas.
There's his L. Completely not factual. No proof whatsoever that Hamas is stealing food from the aid distribution sites.
Somebody, but it gets taken. But and we're prepared to help. We want to help. It's a terrible situation. The whole thing is terrible. It's been bad for many years. But it's great to hear you feel the same way that I do. We have to help on a humanitarian basis before we do anything. We have to get the kids fed. So we've been sending in a lot of food. A lot of the food that's been going there has been sent by the United States.
Problem is they're not getting the food, Dolan. The problem is Israel will not give them the food. Israel wants them to starve, Dolan. You need to understand that, like, even if there's a shred of humanity left inside of you, Israel doesn't give a fuck about that, dog. Israel doesn't give a fuck about that. Now, here's the thing. I think this is all puppet play. This motherfucker is complicit in the genocide. I think it's all fucking smoke and mirrors right now. I think this is all smoke and mirrors.
I spoke yesterday with the president of the European Union, Ursula, who was terrific also on the subject.
Because the problem is he'll call it crazy, he'll say it's messed up, he'll say it's fucked up, but never in a million years would he condemn Benjamin Netanyahu. I mean, motherfucker has a warrant for his arrest. He's a war criminal, and Trump invites him into Mar-a-Lago like he's Jeffrey fucking Epstein. Oh God.
She's going to play a big role also in helping us. So we have a good group of countries that are going to help with the humanitarian needs, which is food, sanitation, and some other things. It's very difficult to deal with Hamas, as I said. We got a tremendous amount of hostages out, but it would take place in drips and drabs. You'd get 10, you get 5, you get 2, you'd get 10, 12. We get 12 one time. Many of them would come to the White House, and they were so thankful. But I always said, when you get down to the final 10 or 20, you're not going to be able to make a deal with these people because they use them as a shield. And when they give them up, they no longer have a shield. And the people of Israel feel so strongly about the hostages. Some people would take a different view, but they...
He's about to talk about himself here. He's about to say some people would say fuck the hostages. Some people would say just fucking bomb them. I wouldn't say that. Like, brother, we know who you're talking about.
Feel so strongly about the hostages. So that's an ongoing process. Hamas has become very difficult to deal with in the last couple of days because they don't want to give up these last 20 because they think as long as we have them, they have protection. But I don't think it can work that way. So I'm speaking to Bibi Netanyahu, and we are coming up with various plans. We're going to say it's a very difficult situation.
Brother just goes, the persecution of the Jews is terrible, so I'm going to speak to Adolf Hitler and come up with a plan. He's the one doing it. He's the one doing it. He's the one doing it. What are we thinking? That's not going to help.
If they didn't have the hostages, things would go very quickly. But they do, and we know where they have them in some cases, and you don't want to go riding roughshod over that area because that means those hostages will be killed. Now, there are some people that would say, well, that's the price you pay, but we don't like to say that. We don't want to say that. And I don't think the people of Israel want to say that either, which is pretty amazing. A lot of people would say, just get it done, and whatever it is.
That's how I know that it's his belief, because he goes, a lot of people would say, just get it done. As soon as he starts playing the fucking accordion, he's lying, right? And he's lying about it being some people would say it. It's him. He's probably did the accordion and he's going, why don't we just bomb them? Like, that's guaranteed what he fucking said. And then Netanyahu goes, Donald, I've been bombing them since day one.
I'd also say speed might be better for the hostages. You go through, with speed, you may have a better chance because they're in deep trouble. They're in deep trouble. You saw October 7th, and you saw what the damage and the horror that they committed. People can't forget that. They tend to forget it, but they can't forget. That was one of the most evil things I've ever seen. And you just cannot forget that. So we're very much involved. The Prime Minister's involved. I'm involved. We're going to set up food centers, and we're going to do it in conjunction with some very good people.
See, this is where I call bullshit. I call bullshit that there's going to be some American-run food distribution center in Gaza. And also, what a way for Trump to potentially bring Americans into the conflict if Americans start dying in those food distribution centers, being either, most likely actually, killed by Israeli forces or Israeli bombs, and then blame that shit on Hamas. What a great way to pull America into the conflict.
And we're going to supply funds, and we just took in trillions of dollars. We got a lot of money. And we're going to...
Can I have some? Like, you keep saying we pulled in trillions of dollars. Meanwhile, nobody can afford fucking bread. Nobody can afford to buy a house, bro. Nobody can afford diddly shit.
Spend a little money on some food.
Food.
And other nations are joining us. I know your nation's joining us. And we have all of the European nations joining us. And others also have called, and they want to be helpful. So we're going to set up food centers.
Where were you? You fucking assholes, you wait till you see the goddamn emaciated bodies. You wait until you see live footage of the you saw 4K 1080p live, you saw 4K 120 FPS footage of what used to be black and white still images. Holocaust victims. That's what you saw. And now you're on board to help? Where the fuck have you and the rest of these European fucking leaders been for the past 2 years? You waited until the fucking bitter end. You waited until, if I don't criticize this now, my reputation is fucked. That's what you did. I gotta get my rage crystal. Thank you for the $2. 我们齐请自立起上层. All right, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine.
And where the people can walk in and no boundaries. We're not going to have fences, and they can't. They see the food from 30 you would say yards away, and they see the food. It's all there, but nobody's at it because they have fences set up that nobody can even get it. It's crazy what's going on over there.
Did you catch that? Donald Trump. This was my point in the beginning. Fascist, evil, fat, orange, child fucker. Just said, what they're doing over there is crazy. For whether he means it or not, brothers, whether this is a distraction away from the Epstein case or whether it's like the last shred of humanity he has left, because maybe he saw the same footage that we saw of the emaciated babies. For you to get Donald Trump to call what you're doing crazy. Alligator Alcatraz, by the way. We built Alligator Alcatraz, and he's going, that's fucking crazy, dog. You gotta be doing some whack-ass, evil-ass shit, dog. Doik. Don't you dare. Don't you dare bark. But like that ass, verbatim, on jaw.
Mr. President just talks about setting up food...
Donald's Dachau goes stupid. Did you just come up with that? Instead of Alligator Alcatraz, Donald's Dachau. Oh, I'm using that, and you're getting no credit for it. Should have trademarked it.
In conjunction with other organizations.
Right.
You're talking about the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation or recognized aid agencies. How will this work?
Well, it's going to be working with the United States. We'll be helping with the food. We have a lot of access to food. We got a lot of food ourselves. and we're going to bring it over there. We're also going to make sure that they don't have barriers stopping people. You know, you've seen the areas where they actually have food, and the people are screaming for the food, and they're 35, 40 yards away, and they won't let them because they have lines that are set up. And whether they're set up by Hamas or whoever, but they're very strict lines. So we have
Bro, nothing is set up by Hamas, dog. Literally fucking nothing. I mean, Israel has bombed everyone to oblivion. I honestly, I find it hard to believe that Hamas still exists. Like, show me a Hamas member. Fucking show me one.
Get rid of those lines. But we're going to be getting some good, strong food. We can save a lot of people. I mean, some of those kids that's real starvation stuff. I see it. And you can't fake that. So we're going to be even more involved. We did some airlifts before, some airdrops.
The airdrops didn't work, Dolan. The airdrops didn't work, brother.
And the people are running for it. And the Prime Minister is going to help us. They're very effective with that. You've done that before, and for many, they've done that for 100 years very well. So it's not very hard to do, actually.
President Donald Trump.
Okay. So there's that, and then I wanted to. That was the main point of this video, but I wanted to show you one other clip before we end this, which is just a hilarious moment where Donald Trump, without being asked, he goes, "I didn't even have the privilege to go to Epstein Island." Now, one might say, Chris, this has nothing to do with Israel. Oh, brother. Oh, I've got bad news for you. Mossad is at your front door. Hey! All right, watch.
That was it. I'm glad I did, if you want to know the truth. And by the way, I never went to the island, and Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times. I never went to the island, but Larry Summers, I hear, went there. He was the head of Harvard. And many other people that are very big people. Nobody ever talks about them. I never had the privilege of going to his island.
Pause. Yellow card. Word choice. Privilege. You. Huh? Freudian slip there, King Dolan. The privilege. I would like to point out one other thing. To go to that island is tier 10 in the friendship. You know, you meet Jeffrey Epstein, that's tier 1. Hi, how you doing? He doesn't tell you shit about what he's doing. Hi, how you doing? I'm Jeff. And then, you know, you get to know him a little bit. You hit tier 2, maybe you go to you go out drinking together. Tier 3, you know, you're cheating on your wives together. Tier 4, you're fucking going to sex parties together. I don't know when you start introducing the kids in there, but going to the island is tier 10. Okay, but wait, it gets worse. It gets worse. Watch.
And I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to.
You turned it down? That means you had the privilege of going to the island! Bro! $2, thank you. Did Epstein have APAC connections? I'm gonna hold you by the pubes when I say this. Epstein was Mossad. Brother, but first of all, you're saying I didn't have the privilege to go to the island. He invited me, but I didn't go. That's the privilege to go to the island. That's the privilege to go to the island. What the fuck are you saying? And again, I will refer to my first point, Your Honor. So if he invited you to the island, that means you were tier 10 friend. That means you've done everything else. Everything leading up to, hey, you want to come onto my fuck plane and head over to my rape island?
To his island. In one of my very good moments, I turned it down. I didn't want to go to his island. Yeah. That was it.
Yeah, bullshit. All right. Crazy video. Whoopsie. If you're watching this live, you stay. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, thank you very much for watching to the end. You're a handsome boy and a beautiful girl and a beautiful, handsome them. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and the notification bell. Donate to the channel, and do me one other thing. One other favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger. And I know bangers. I'm Hitler's top guy. Oh no. Oh no, I'm Hitler's right-hand guy. Oh God. She knows. She knows. I know she knows. I know she knows. Send me the thumbnail, Nelson. Let's see it. She knows. She knows. And I know she knows. I know she knows. No, I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. I dig it. Do I dig it? I dig it. Trust me, I dig it. But I ain't gonna use it. She knows. She knows. And I know she knows. This is the unhinged Valenti energy we love to see. I'll throw you. Kidding. Yeah. Making a thumbnail, yeah. Making a thumbnail, yeah. We're gonna need Trump. We're gonna need Trump. Trump, Gaza, food aid. Yo, why am I unironically one of the best singers who's ever been born? It's unbelievable. What do we do? What do we do here? We're gonna take this one, 'cause that's a good one. Stick to YouTube. Now since no blow me. All right, episode 190. Give me back my frames. I know that scared the fuck out of somebody. I know that scared the fuck out of somebody. I know damn well that scared the fuck out of somebody. Imagine if Valenti videos got a low type of fame. Imagine if Valenti videos got a low type of fame. Dude, I let go of your pubes a long time ago. Dude, is there a way to put auto-tune on this fucking mic? How do I get auto-tune? I want to auto-tune my shit. I want to just make a song out of nowhere, make a banger, and just drop it and leave. Never make another song again. Resign. How do I got a high-end mic. How do I get fucking auto-tune on this shit? You can get a hardware auto-tuner. There's got to be a way to do that shit. Voice mod? Yeah, but like, is that something I got to buy, or is that something I got to do? Like, what's going on right now? Why the fuck are you even watching me? Are you out of your mind, bro? Are you fucking lonely? Are you lonely? Just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you. It is free. You know nothing, Nelson Snow. Okay. Thank you for the $2. Low taper fade mug with just Chris singing face? Absolutely. What should this say? I want... Fuck you. Oh, I'll get a little itty bitty BB in there. Don't worry. I'll get a little itty bitty BB. And then we want text again. All right, what do we think about this, gang? What do we think about that? Oh, I gotta get itty bitty BB. Somebody said it's a little boring. The chat box red and white text. Like a MAGA hat. Good idea. Like that. Other way? Fuck you mean? Like that? That looks like shit. That looks like shit. I can't make the box red, you fuck ass. I can't make the fucking bubble red, you fuck. How do I... What, do you think I can just... What, do you think I can just fucking flip the goddamn... It's black or white? What the fuck? That's better. That'll have to do. That'll have to do. That'll have to do. Throw him in the corner for 60 seconds. That'll have to do. That's fine. Corner. That's corner. 60 seconds. Oh, get the fuck out of here. White outline's better. Corner. Good enough. Corner. Mid. All right. Enough. Chris is the real tyrant? Give me back my frames! You motherfuckers are redistributing my fucking frames. Unbelievable. I'm trying to be faster than my frames. I don't think I can be. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be the reason why. Chris, I'm on day 5 of recovering my balls. My stitches are ripping at the doctors right now, and all is well. My oxys. I'm starting to believe I'm the man of steel. You are the man of steel, brother. Believe it or not, you can fly. Disregard what anybody has ever told you, brother. You can fly. This is not legal advice. Shakira, oh baby, you make a living go, man. Did I get that new PC yet? Fuck do you think? No, I didn't. Let's see. Trump calls out Israel for starving the Palestinians. Also, hold on. Trump calls out Israel for starving the Palestinians. And claims he's says he never went to Epstein Island. All right, how about Trump calls out Israel for starving the Palestinians? It's a distraction from okay, there we go. And this is going to go into the Valenti VOD. Note there is no AI in this video. Yes, I want it monetized. Does Chris do pews? Yeah, I'm a gun owner. Let's make sure it's started right. J. Trump. Hell yeah, brothers! It seems like our perfect and humble Führer, King Doland, has locked in yet another W. No, but for real, Donald Trump... Okay.
Una mattina mi sono alzato, bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, ciao, ciao. Una mattina mi sono alzato e ho trovato invasor. Oh partigiano, portami via. Bella ciao, bella ciao, bella ciao, 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 partigiano, portami via, che mi sento di morire.
I'll tell you, you're gonna get chills, literal chills, bro. What does boofing mean? It means shoving something straight up your fucking ass. You know, light work, light work, light work. Hi, Beanie. Hi, Beanie. You giving out kisses? Oh, you gotta sneeze. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right. I'm gonna hop off, guys. That was a good stream, short stream, hour and a half, hour 40 minutes. But it's 6 o'clock. I gotta get some food in me. Show us beans. Bean. Wing? Oh no, I'm spilling water everywhere. Fuck! Shit! Fuck! Clean your room, King? Beat me off. Beat me off. How about that? Alright, I'm fucking out of here. I'm out of here, gang. Thank you for tuning into the Valenti Videos broadcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Tell all your friends that there's a fat Italian who goes live. Bro's only wall art is in frame. Throw him into the fucking brig. Throw this son of a bitch into the brig for at least 15 minutes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Now I'm covered in water. All right, later, guys.